Hello, it's Kindle here, and join me for an ASMR makeup experience.
Just kidding. Hi, I'm doing my makeup today because I'm in the midst of a crash out and I'm gonna paint my face because we're living in fascism and I want to ignore it for the moment and I want to use more of my turd palette. Where is it? My doo-doo, my poo-poo palette. That's what they should have called it, but Tones of Turd is actually funny as well. Alright, if you didn't catch my last video, I bought a palette months ago and completely forgot about it. I think it was an April Fool's joke and it finally came in a few days ago. And unironically, beautiful palette. Also show you some products I've really been liking because I've been rediscovering stuff in my collection as I'm like cleaning stuff out. And in the process of doing that, I end up like discovering things in my collection. All that and much more in today's Get Ready With Me on Love Island. Sorry. But first, listen over to Admiral Kennie. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Admiral Kennie, and today's video is sponsored by Cash App, and specifically their Cash App debit card. Cash App's Visa debit card is totally customizable and comes with personalized perks like discounts to your favorite stores and for your favorite brands, as well as exclusive pre-sale perks for your favorite artists that are going on tour. You can get exclusive discounts for food delivery, video games, and get pre-sale access to partnered artists like Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, and more. I decided to make mine hot pink with a little face on it. I think it's very, very cute. I think it's really simple. I think it's very cute, and I get it immediately digitally, but I can also get the physical as well. There's no hidden fees, random monthly charges, or minimum balance requirements. They also have a no fee overdraft coverage. So if you get direct deposited at least $300 a month, you can unlock up to $200 worth of fee overdraft coverage. And all of this you get with your security in mind. They track for suspicious purchases, decline them, get verification from you. And if your card is lost or stolen, you can lock the card from the Cash App app. And for a limited time, new Cash App customers can get $10 if they use the code CASHIN10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. So if you'd like to check out Cash App and their Visa debit card, feel free to click on the link down below. Big thanks again to Cash App for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get on to the debauchery.
I am operating on a pretty low amount of sleep. And I'm getting ready for the day because today, my boyfriend and our friend, I'm unleashing the substance onto them. And I'm very excited about it. They haven't watched it yet. And our friend was like, I kind of want to watch it with you. And I was like, yes, let me unleash it upon you. So today we're doing that. And that'll be a lot of fun. I've seen that movie so many times now, like at least 5 times. I love ruining someone's day with it. I've made a whole video talking about it, so if you want to see my video on it, I guess I'll link that somewhere. If you don't mind spoilers, or if you already know what happened, but you want to see what's going on about that. One of the things that I guess I want to talk about today is that I saw another movie I felt like had the potential to be as impactful of a movie as The Substance is to me, but on the other side of the coin. What I mean by that is I feel like The Substance at its core is a feminine horror movie. Like it's a horror that resides in traditional or trying to adhere to traditional femininity. And one of the things to adhere to ideal traditional femininity is dying before 50 because we don't want to see old people. Whereas recently, there was a movie that I was really looking forward to called Him, that I thought I had seen the trailers for probably while going to see another movie. And I was really excited for it because I was like, oh, this is it seems to be such a visceral look at masculinity, like the horrors of trying to adhere to traditional masculinity. Putting on a skin tint that I rediscovered. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40 niacinamide, squalene, and hyaluronic acid. While I was cleaning out my makeup, I found this and I was like, have I ever even tried this on? And I had purchased the wrong color. So I bought the right color. This color is, if you're wondering, Hanopu. Beautiful. beautiful. My main complaint with it though, it smells like paint. Luckily the scent goes away pretty soon, but oh, that first little bit smells like ass. I was really excited because I thought him was going to be an opportunity for like a really visceral horror about masculinity and how innately horrifying that is. Like when we talk about what expectations are expected of an ideal man and how the patriarchy makes them feel as though their job is to be bodies sacrificed, push the body beyond healthy or effective means. College student or fresh out of college football player who's trying to get into the big leagues, and he is coached by a man played by Marlon Wayans, who is already the GOAT of sorts, at least initially, about the terrifying lengths that people will go to, particularly men will go to be the greatest of all time, and what they'll do to their bodies, because it starts off with a really bad head injury and it's like, oh, he's pushing that to the brink. And that's kind of like an expectation for someone who's supposed to be at a certain level of athleticism. You're supposed to sacrifice your body. What it means to be very masculine in this context is about sacrificing your body, particularly Black bodies. And I was super excited to see it because I was like, I don't know if I've seen a movie that so explicitly and directly talks about the downsides of this unrealistic expectation of masculinity, the same way there's so many unrealistic expectations of femininity. Hence, we get The Substance. I was really excited. I was really looking forward to it. And I went to go see it this weekend. I have not been so frustrated by a movie in a very long time. And the thing that usually gets me frustrated about a movie is that I can see where it was going or what potential it had, and it just didn't do that. And this is one of those situations. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about it, but it was an incredibly frustrating experience by the time we got to the third act. The movie's short. It's only like hour and a half, but they put so much dip on the chip. This is a little dark now. Damn, I lost my tan already. Shit. I'm gonna mix a little bit of this Makeup Forever tint 6 Super Boost Skin Tint. Oh yeah, the movie's short. It's only like an hour and a half. But because they put so much dip on the chip, that movie felt easily 2 hours, 15 minutes. It felt very long. Act and a half. I felt like I was enjoying the ride. I was like, ooh, I'm really liking what they're doing here. It was doing what I was kind of hoping it would. It had a central focus, I felt like. But I really liked what they were doing in the first, like, I'd say half of the movie. But there is a point in the movie where there's so much dip on the chip that didn't need to be there. It's like when people start adding fruit that don't belong in salads. That's how I felt. It's like, why did you put mango in the tuna salad? Like, it's wrong. Somewhere along the line, it lost that central focus we were talking about. And it got ludicrous to the extent that it got campy, but it didn't feel cohesive enough to feel intentional. It was just bad. I will say, I really like Marlon Wayans in a serious role. I don't think I've ever seen him in a serious role, and he was actually really compelling and good as this like kind of methodical, maniacal psychopath. He did great with what he had script-wise. The movie uses a lot of imagery about football and Americana and religious allegory, because some people think of football almost as a religion. But like, even if you're not that much of a fan, there is like a way in which football is kind of interwoven into a lot of the things that we consider traditional Americana. So to some degree, it's very integral to identity for a lot of people, particularly men. So I liked all that. It was a little ham-fisted along the way, and it got progressively more so as it went along. This is where the spoilers come in. So skip ahead if you don't want to hear it. Somewhere along the line, I'd say about an hour I'd say about 45 minutes into the hour-and-a-half movie. It's no longer about those things, or it's less so about those things, and it becomes a movie about a literal cult and the literal devil. Now, again, we have been doing religious allegory up until this point, right? So it doesn't surprise me that there would also be a Satan in this religious allegory. But I guess I expected Satan to be metaphorical or thematic, but they bring in actual Satan and it gets campy to the extent that it's just dumb, and I can't do this. The big twist, the big spoiler, as I put some concealer on, this is the Danessa Myricks Lift and Flex Concealer in 12. It's like a little orangey. I haven't been sleeping great. Too much caffeine. I got a cold brew bottle thing. I'm caffeinated as fuck. The big twist is that all of the issues that have happened through the movie were all the machinations of the main character's dead father, who's in cahoots with the white elites that own the football team, and they want to usher him into a contract that is also signing him up to a cult with the devil. And the end of the movie is a big final battle between the main guy and these elites. And there's a literal pentagram where no one, so I just assume it's a spiritual entity, drags one of the white executives into the pentagram, and he just explodes off camera. And that's how the movie kind of ends. It's a bunch of big final battles. I don't know, was it inspired by The Substance? Because of how The Substance ends, it's so balls to the wall. But the thing that, it works in The Substance because the entire movie is absurd. Like, the whole movie is crazy and campy and super stylized in that way. Whereas this movie is played pretty straight for most of it. And then that happens. And also, we didn't need the literal devil. I felt about it a similar way as I felt about, not to the same degree at all, because the movie I'm about to mention is a much better movie. But I felt the same way a little bit with Hereditary. And people always say, like, you're just wrong about Hereditary. And I can be that. That's fine. Life goes on. But my main complaint with Hereditary was always that the cult shit was unnecessary. I felt the cult shit took away from the cool things that we were building horror-wise, like family horror-wise. And then it just got stupid to a degree that was unnecessary. And that's kind of how I felt about, like, again, much better movie than what I'm talking about right now, because him splatters. Him lands flat. Whereas Hereditary definitely, even the ending, though I think is less great than the rest of the movie, it's still fine. It still left me this, like, really haunting feeling, and I like the movie. This movie, I don't know if I like it. I might watch it again. Maybe watching it again will give me a new appreciation, because I know where it's going or whatever. Oh, by the way, I also mixed that orange concealer with Biscuit NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I think it copped out trying to talk more eloquently about how fearful one should be about the way that we talk about or expect masculinity. And we put that on very young children, very young boys, and that's, like, integral to their entire, like, worldview. Appealing to the admiration of other men, those that completely sacrifice their bodies to achieve something great, whatever the fuck that means. Oftentimes, it's like playing a sport and not, like, I don't know, helping humanity or whatever. The main complaint I had is that I felt like the movie started off as a really good movie about masculinity and the terrifying expectations we put on boys and men to maintain that ideal masculinity. It was also like a movie that kind of touched on race. Like, there's definitely scenes that feel very racialized and often sexualized in the same context, and I think it was kind of incomplete in how it handled that, but it was there. It was a good movie about masculinity, an incomplete movie about race and sexuality, and then, like, a bad movie about the devil. And that's my thoughts on that. absolutely disappointing, an incredibly disappointing viewing experience. It was just far too much dip on the chip. They were trying to do too much. I did see floating around the original screenplay, like how it was supposed to go. And I think I'm going to read that later today because I'm just fascinated. Because apparently the ending is completely new. That was not originally supposed to be in the movie. Let me know if you guys saw the movie. What were your thoughts? I have noticed that as I look around, because I try to wait to see other people's opinions until after I've already seen a movie. But as I look around right now, I'm seeing that a lot of people seem to feel similarly. So I don't hate it as much as I've noticed other people do, though. I think it's disappointing, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's meh. I think it's a 6.9 movie thing, and it had the setup to be incredible, and that's what frustrates me so much about it. We believed in you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Oldie here. MAC soft ochre, baby. I will say, since I've started doing lash clusters, doing my makeup, like eye makeup with lash clusters on, is so fucking annoying. Because no matter what people say, I've seen so many people like, if your lash clusters don't last 2 weeks, then you're doing it wrong. Then I'm doing it wrong, bitch. They last 2 days. 2 days at best. This is day 2. We'll see. I tried a new glue this time, and I also tried a new method of putting them on. So we'll see if they stay on. But these are the You Cool Me lashes, which don't exist anymore because something with some racist white woman who said, I'm a white woman in Texas or something, and I invented manga cluster lashes. And these Asians are trying to steal my idea. Talk about a bitch that should have been taken up by the Rapture. I wish y'all would have went. I wish y'all would have went. Because goddamn. I'm going in with yellow baby poop. All jokes aside, I guess y'all have been left behind as well in the Rapture. My favorite part of whenever these like end of the world things happen, because they happen a lot. They happen like once every 5 to 10 years. Somebody is coming around saying, you know, the end of the world is coming Wednesday, and it's like, oh really? Okay. And there's always people who do something really dumb. I'm trying to think. This is the most recent one. A few years, there was 2012. Everybody thought we were going to die in 2012. Y2K, a few years before that. You know, there's always, I'd say every 5 to 10 years, there is a major, we're all going, you know, the end times are here. For those of you that are newer to me, I grew up very religious, but I will say we were never that type of crazy religious wise. My mom was a big like, the end is coming, but not like on a specific day. Like, so we were never like the people that were like, yeah, okay, let's sell our belongings and shit because Jesus comes tomorrow. Instead, there was just this looming, like, I don't want to do things wrong or bad because Jesus could come today. Basically trying to frighten me into not having premarital sex because, like, what if God came down right now? I'm like, he didn't come down for slavery. He's gonna come down because I'm getting consensual back shots. Like, come on. Going in with bowel babe. But yeah, my favorite part whenever there is one of these, like, the rapture's coming is the day after. Like, it's always people that clear out their savings, they quit their jobs, they sell their cars, they leave their wives, and they give their dog to family or something. And it's always so funny that next day when they're like, I have no money, no car, no job, no dog. And it's always people who are too old to be doing this shit. You've been around through all the times we supposedly, you know, the trumpet playing and we going. People signing over deeds and shit. Like, it's funny. I'm sorry, it's funny. I mean, yes. Like, I love a video. It was like, I'm still here. That's crazy, Devin. Who would have thought that would happen? But yeah, I have not been sleeping. It's partly because I've been revisiting Ghost of Tsushima because Ghost of Yotei is coming out. And though they're not like directly related games in the sense that they're not like a direct sequel, as I understand it, I should say, because I don't know if it's, I don't think it's out yet. Because I've had the game for basically since it came out. I just never got around to actually really devoting my time to it because it just felt so insurmountable because the game is fucking huge. And I will say, nowadays, niggas be making games that are like, oh, it's $70, but you will be playing this for 48 months. So theoretically, it is worth it. I could tell she was about to do crackhead noises. Oh, it comes out tomorrow! It comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna have to pre-order it. Hey, Bubba. Bubba? No. Stop all that yelling. Started over, and then I got to the part that I kind of quit at the first time. Essentially the first boss. What is his name? Yuzel. And I keep losing because I suck at parrying. I'm a bad parrier in every game because I'm like, ah! And then I like freak out. I either do it too slow or too fast. And that's a battle that you kind of need to know how to parry. I mean, the game in general, you kind of... Hey, mama. Hey, mama. My baby got big feelings. It's okay to have big feelings. Thank you. All right, now go play and shut up. I suck at parrying. So I want to get better at parrying in general, like not just with this game, but just in general. And then we're gonna go into dump and dazzle. Can you see that? Oh. Get my lashes out the way, and I'm just gonna press it down. That's so pretty! Going in with a little brow wax. This is the benefit. Precisely my brow wax. Oh, I finally started JJK. Like 5 years after everybody else. Also controversial opinion. I love Gojo. Like what? I know, that's an opinion that literally no one has. Like Gojo? Your favorite is Gojo? Crazy. I knew who Gojo was and I didn't even watch the show. On season 2 right now. I just saw that part where Nanami grabs the nigga by the ponytail. I also didn't know who Nanami was, but still had seen that scene. Hot. Watched the first season, watched the first movie, now we're on the second season. And I feel like every time a major plot point happens, I'm turning to him and being like, so is he actually dead or is he coming back? Okay, back to the face. We're gonna go Kosas powder, loose powder, translucent buddery. Buddery. You are my special. Wanting to see season 2 of that show, though, finally got me to resubscribe to Crunchyroll. I haven't been subscribed to Crunchyroll in years. And while I was on there, I was going to watch Case Closed, but they don't have the dub that I grew up with. And I was feeling very nostalgic, so that's partially why I wanted to do it. And I was looking for, also, the dub that I grew up with for Sailor Moon. They don't have Sailor Moon at all, but... So I went looking for it, and it sent me down this rabbit hole of where I was trying to figure out where to find the dub where they were calling Usagi Serena, and Damien, and trying to find that, I ended up falling down the rabbit hole of how much I actually had not seen Sailor Moon because of all the censorships that American TV or North American TV did in an effort to have it kid friendly, which basically meant that gay people or trans people don't exist. Like they cut apparently the entire final season because it was just too gay. And now I'm like, well shit, I haven't technically seen the show then. Do I want to reintroduce myself to Sailor Moon? I'd probably do subtitles because they have a new dub that uses more of the original meaning to stuff and less censored stuff overall. But I don't like the way it sounds because my ear can hear that it's not the same voice actress that I grew up with, and it's off-putting to me. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I brought the Sailor Moon movie to preschool. I remember bringing the Sailor Moon movie, the Ice Princess one, to preschool. And everybody was so fucking immature. They were so weird about how her boobs were technically out because she's ice. And I was like, you guys are so immature. Grow up. 5 years old. I also, at 5 years old, because I'm remembering things now. They let us bring movies to preschool, and I wanted to bring Titanic. Oh god! I wanted to bring Titanic, and it was a part of a 2-piece VHS set. And my mom caught me, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm bringing Titanic for movie night. And she's like, no, you're not. That is inappropriate for preschool. You're not taking Titanic. Little does she know that I remember being in the theater. That's one of my first memories as a very young child, is being in the theaters. The mud that was around the necklace that they found in the ocean, I thought it was poop, and I remember that. I remember the paint me like one of your little French girls. I remember that. That was the first time I saw a titty on screen, and she thought I wouldn't remember, but I did. Here I am, 30 years old. I was like 3. I'm 27 years later, and I still remember that movie, ma. And so I'm like, if I can watch this movie with my mom in theaters because she thinks I don't have the cognitive ability to remember this moment, then I should be able to bring it to preschool with me. And she just would not let me bring the nudity and sex-filled, cursing-filled movie with drowning at the end to preschool. What a prude. Okay, but back to Daddy Gojo. Yeah, Gojo is my papa. Second daddy is, of course, Nanami. I like them silent and stoic in anime. I've discovered that you know, I've talked about this before. I have a type, and I have an anime type. I like them brooding. I like them messed up a little bit, tortured. I like them with silver hair, white hair. Gojo's scary, but not in the same way that I usually go for. He's definitely more funny, but he's that nigga. And then Nanami is scary in the conventional way that I'm usually into, and he's also that nigga. And I'm not done with season 2, so I don't know where it's going, but I'll probably be done with it this weekend, because there's only a few episodes left. Now that I think about it, I think Sailor Moon was when I realized that R. Kelly was not a good person. There is a Sailor Moon movie that I saw at like 5 years old that is essentially about the Pied Piper, right? The fairy tale about somebody playing a flute and stealing children away. And this would be right around his trial. That was the bad guy in Sailor Moon. So, problem with the justice system. Not enough people asked me when I was 7 years old whether or not somebody was a creep. Another thing that happened this past weekend, I went to see Sleep Token again. For the 3rd time, but the first time at an arena. So good! It was so good. I would argue it's even better in a stadium because they have the capacity to do like the cool lights and the good sound and the bass that makes your body go woo, woo, you know that. I had a newfound appreciation for certain songs that I didn't like that much. And then I went again with my boyfriend and some friends, and I feel like he's kind of becoming a Sleep Token fan. Really good concert. If you're planning to go, I've seen them in concert 3 times. It's great, especially in an arena though, because it just feels so like epic in that like the lights are all over the place. They brought out the nigga with the saxophone. They brought him out twice. He not in 2 songs, and I'm like, ooh, make him an extra. That should be like your live performance. I hope y'all save that on Spotify because that was banging. I love these artist pencils by Makeup Forever. So the color I'm going in with is Dimensional Dark Brown. These are like multi-pencils, so you could use these on the eyes or the lips or wherever you want to. I wanna be a rider, corner you in silk like a spider. Grown up on you, do you wanna go there? Yes, I do. Classic black girl 90s lip, which is brown liner, going in with this very pigmented lip gloss from Kimchi Cosmetics, if I'm not mistaken. High key gloss. I would call this not a gloss. This is a liquid lipstick paint type thing, in peach pink, and it's very light. You've been hitting around so hard, going back in with those colors. I think this is clashing a little weird with the other colors I'm doing. So I'm gonna go in with Judy Doll. Oh, what is this called? I have no idea. It's in Chinese, but it looks like this. And it's in G06. Better. Okay. I love when niggas beg for pussy over a guitar riff. Our bodies converse like old friends. Doom, 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 I wanna be a provider. If you're curious about the lashes I am wearing, they don't sell them anymore, but they have like a new company, which is the same lashes as I understand it. But now they're Airy Cute, and these are Luna. And here's what they look like. The medium density, but high spikes on each end. These go up to from 8 to 18. I ran out of all of these longer ones, so the longest length I'm doing is 14 right now. That's very small for me. I usually go at least to 16. 8 in the inner quarter, 10, 12, 14, 14, 12. You're welcome. If I go from longest to shortest like that, it'll kind of droop on this side right here. So I actually prefer to go just a little bit shorter. And that's today's makeup. I guess I could do my hair, but I'm not gonna. If you like this video, feel free to like this video. If you want more Get Ready With Me's, just let me know. Like my shirt, it says Meowdy Partner. It's a cat cowboy. Bye.